Banky W and Adesua's testimony of their journey through infertility and expectancy in their first few years of marriage has thrown Nigerians into a bit of frenzy. With the release of the new song by Banky W titled Final Say and the news of them having a child, Zaya, when it broke the internet earlier in February, the duo took to their church, the Waterbrook Church in Lagos, to give a sermon and testimony recounting the ordeal and all they had to go through before they had their rainbow baby Zaya, who was born in February of 2021, 4 years after Bad 17, which was the union between Banky W and actress Adesua Wellington. So, in the course of the testimony and the sermon, Banky W opened up by first of all sharing the trials they had to go through in the first year of relationship, in the of speaking different love languages. He explained that his is act of service and his wife appreciates quality time. But because of his political ambition, when he first got married in 2017, he was not spending time with his wife, and it took the intervention of the Holy Spirit for him to get back together and on track with his wife's need by spending quality time with her. Drawing inspiration from the scriptures, the Bible, he further enunciated the things they had to go through while they were trying to conceive. At this point, Adesua took over and explained the harrowing troubles and trolling she had to experience every day for 2.5 years before she successfully conceived and gave birth to baby Zaya. She said she was told she had sold her womb, she was infertile, her husband was impotent, and several other things. And out of desperation, in the first year of marriage, she decided to opt for in vitro fertilization, IVF. However, after the IVF was successfully done, she was pregnant with twin boys, but then they lost the children and she had to be evacuated because the babies stopped growing after the third trimester. They lost their heartbeats and they had to evacuate the kids out of her. Banky Wellington explained that they both wailed because it was supposed to be their gift from God. The children were supposed to be their gifts from God in compensation for waiting for over a year before they could even conceive of a child. However, after the loss of their twin boys, they had to go back to the table to think again and draw a new plan when it comes to conceiving. And that was when they realized that Adesua had a problem and that she had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and also that Banky Wellington's sperm count was not strong enough to fertilize a baby. And so the troubles began and the need to seek medical attention and care, which lasted for over a year, started. However, after a year, she conceived, and that is making it 2.5 years total of our marriage. She conceived, and in February of 2021, she welcomed baby Zaya into the world. The birth of baby Zaya and the announcement rather of baby Zaya on social media for the internet to know was well received, with people jubilating with the couple, the Wellingtons, on the arrival of their child. However, the final say testimony, which was shared, also went on social media and caused a frenzy, with people helping them to thank God and people realizing the deep meaning to the song Banky W released to honor and celebrate the faithfulness of God in their lives upon the arrival of their child. Some social media users were like, this is a lesson to everybody not to ask people who have been married for a while what is going on, because you actually do not know what they are actually in reality going on and how it will be affecting their mental health. Because Adesua described the trolling she got every day as a very difficult period in her life, and knowing that her mom is a pastor who constantly prays for women trying to conceive, she hoped to God she was not going to have to go through the obvious agony and pain the women were going through. Social media users also have come to the defense of the couple for sharing such details, with people saying things like that should be kept to themselves. However, the narrative is beginning to change, with people sharing their fertility problems and how they overcame it in order to give people going through the same thing strength to go through the pain when it comes to reproduction problems. Which, in my opinion, I think is a good thing, because like Adesua Itomi said, she does not own her body. She does not control what goes on in her internal organs. The same way your liver could have problem and you get a transplant, your heart could have a problem and you get a transplant, you should also be able to get a transplant, or you should be able to talk about things that is happening in your reproductive system, and you should be able to have it fixed one way or the other so you can conceive. Even going as far to mention that herself and Banky tried and were looking at the option of surrogacy when it looked like the future was bleak, because they had plans for their life and they were supposed to get busy in a few years' time, and so they wanted to get childbirth out of the way, and they had it almost 4 years into their marriage, which is quite short for some people who have been battling infertility and experiencing miscarriages for several years before they get blessed with a child. I mean, we've heard stories of women who did not conceive of a child until after 15-30 years of marriage. So theirs is God answering prayers in time, like they said. Also, using that opportunity to encourage people going through one problem or the other, the couple said they are sharing their testimony because they promised God they were going to share it and they would not close their mouth, because they are public figures and they've managed to actually keep everything going on with the family private. Adesua mentioned that every rumor we might have heard about her getting pregnant or miscarrying and whatever news about her pregnancy were a lie, except the ones she just told us, because when she actually had a miscarriage of the twin boys, nobody outside of their immediate circle knew about it. Very few people knew about it in her own word, and every story you heard on the internet is a lie. Let me just tell you that. That is how Adesua Itomi put it while sharing her testimony to the applause of members of our church. Bankole Wellington rounded up the whole program and testimony sharing by praying and asking for direction for people who might be looking for the fruit of the womb. Doctors on social media have also come to share their experiences and also advocate and teach people the correct guidelines when dealing with issues of infertility, in order to help them grow and get over it, while also getting the necessary help they might need. Equating their story to that of Martha and Mary in the Bible, they shared how they had to have faith in God, as one of his love languages was faith, and that it was their faith in God, and they having religious people they could, spiritual people they could speak to, and that is what kept them going in the course of the years, while seeing fellow colleagues and people that were married after them rejoice over the birth of their children. I can imagine how tough it must have been for Adesua to have to genuinely rejoice and be happy for her friend, who was Malinda Ejio for Suleiman now, who gave birth to our own baby boy barely a year into her marriage, and she got married way after Adesua had a union with Banky W. But we are happy for this couple and we wish them all the best in raising baby Zaya, and we will be here, of course, to share progress of his growth and his accomplishments as he becomes a child in the nation Nigeria. Thank you for watching this video thus far. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.